What is a fun pack? Today we're not going to be reacting. We're going to be reviewing Kaiju number 8 season 2. I just woke up. And I just finished the episode. I could not stay up. Not because the episode's boring or anything, but I was up late trying to watch the episode, and I just couldn't for some reason. So bear with me. I'm a little, but anyway. So the episode starts off with a dream sequence from Kafka. So Kafka was dreaming about him and Mina as kids, like running around town and all of that. And they're stopped, and a bunch of debris falls on them, and Mina disappears. And little kid Kafka is looking around for Mina, can't find her. He turns around and sees a bunch of army men pointing guns at him. And then on top of the building you see adult Mina holding her cannon thing that she was holding in season 1. And that's when I knew it was a dream sequence. I was like, oh shit, okay. Because then she goes to call him Kaiju number 8, which, they call him that throughout the episode, but I mean, if you know, you know. Anyway. And then as they start shooting him, Kafka wakes up, obviously. Now, in my notes, I wrote Kafka contained. I don't remember who says that he's contained, but he's contained in a base. Kind of in prison because, he's a kaiju. Then it cuts to Reno and Iharu, and they're talking about basically Kafka. They're walking around. Also, there was a special episode that I didn't review. I should have, but I didn't. Sorry. So they're around town, doing their thing, being normal people. And I think they see that Kafka. I think they're the ones that talk about Kafka being contained. Iharu tells Reno that Kafka was contained, and Reno's like, "Ah, shit, that sucks." And then they start talking about Kafka, how it sucks that he's, because they're best friends, obviously. It's so funny that Iharu calls him old man. I'm really worried that Iharu is gonna die, but whatever. Do I have these? Oh. So Shinomiya is going to go meet, or I think she's being transported to, I think it was the first order, not first order base, but it was the first something base. And she's going to go meet she's going to go meet the captain of the number one team. I'm just gonna call him number one team. And turns out he's a loser. But almost in an endearing way, in a weird way. I don't know. He's definitely going to be an obstacle, as we'll learn later. But, yeah. So Shinomiya enters his room, kind of, with this weird Mr. X looking guy. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. But, yeah, and the place is trashed. He's sitting in a dark room, playing his video games. I wonder what that's like. But what makes him more annoying isn't the fact he's uncleanly. It's the fact that he's kind of annoying. Because he, like, freaks out so easily. And, like, he's just annoying. But we'll come to learn that he's not just a gamer. He's a lot more. So then it cuts to us in I think it's Tokyo is where this episode or series is set. And sorry. I think it's set in Tokyo. And we see something arising from the water. And helicopters are flying in, trying to, like, shoot this thing down. And it literally, I kid you not, is just albino Godzilla. It is literally, if you took Godzilla, made him white with red spines, that's literally what that thing was. Which, I'm worried that that's going to catch a lot of flack. Because I know that a lot of people are going to complain, like, make up your own kaijus. Like, bruh, like, it's clearly a reference. It's not like they just ripped Godzilla. So then Shinomiya and Captain Gamer, that's what I'm going to call him, show up, and he reveals why he needs Shinomiya on his team. And he reveals that he needs her power. And then he jumps off. Oh no, wait. He says something like, I'm going to show you what I can really do. That I'm not just some pathetic gamer. And then he jumps off with, like, a massive suitcase. And literally goes flying into the Godzilla monster. The suitcase thing turns into a massive spear. I thought it was kind of cool. And then he slices the thing open. Then we go back to, or we go to the, what do I call him? gonna call him the warden. Warden guy. The guy with like the weird beard and like Shinomiya's dad. Is like telling everyone that we need Kaiju number 8, Kafka. So then we find out Kafka's been in jail. We knew this, but he's like doing push-ups and he's like saying that he is gonna find a way out of this. They escort him to the warden's office, and the warden is like talking to everybody, saying that Kaiju is going to be on the next mission. Captain Gamer is like, okay, yeah, cool, break him down and turn him into a weapon. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, he's gonna be a problem. But then obviously the warden says like, you're being immature about this. We need him. And then he almost backs out. Captain Gamer almost backs out. But the warden convinces him to stay, and he's like, fine, but Kaiju number 8, if you die, I'm turning you into a suit of armor. And Kafka agrees to those conditions, because why not? Then the episode ends. Or I think Kafka does some speech or something. So yeah. I'll actually have to look. Hold on. This will only take a minute. Oh, Kafka like tells Captain Gamer that he has a promise with so many of his friends, and his friends are counting on him. Oh, then Mina and Vice Captain are going to go train. Shinomiya is like packing. Getting ready to work exclusively with whoever she needs to. Okay. Warden enters a lab. I forgot about this part. And then he looks up at some type of creation, which I now am realizing that the post-credit scene might have something to do with the warden's creation, because in the post-credit scene we get a establishing shot of Tokyo, and then we see a bunch of buildings like collapsing. I almost called it an earthquake in my notes, but it's clearly a kaiju, because once all the buildings collapse and we get a overhead shot, there's like a black mist in the middle, which I think is supposed to be a shadow, and then episode ends. This is gonna be an awesome series. I can't wait. Is this technically episode 2? Hold on. because the first episode, quote unquote, no, that's an extra episode. But yeah, overall, this episode was fun. I missed this. I missed this show. And I will be doing this. I'll be reviewing episode by episode, by the way, so you don't have to worry. What do I give this episode? It's the first episode. You can't really. It's hard to judge the first episode, but okay. Honestly, 7 to 8 out of 10. There's nothing coherently wrong with the episode. No, I think I'll give it a pure 8. I don't give it a 9 or a 10 just because, like, then that sets the standard for episodes, and if it exceeds, and then if other episodes are better than a 10 out of 10, then I have to change how I rank episodes, and just, no. But, yeah, overall this episode, I'm excited. I'm excited for next episode. Unfortunately, Kaiju number 8 isn't really as popular as, like, My Hero or any anime like that, and I think it deserves a lot more. I think if I remember correctly, a lot of people had problems with season 1. I don't know, I'll have to watch a bunch of reviews, but I don't care. Me personally, I enjoyed this episode. I enjoy this series. That's why I'm really willing to watch season 2. But yeah, make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and yeah, see you guys later.